Hello, everyone. A very good day to all of you joining us live. Welcome to Kissflow's Global Demo Day. I'm Megha, your host for today, and with me I have our expert and speaker for today, Mrs. Charumati. She's a senior solution consultant with Kissflow with 6 years of expertise in low-code, no-code platforms. Charu is dedicated to facilitating digital transformation for enterprises. Her understanding of technology and commitment to client success make her a trusted advisor in streamlining operations and driving productivity. In today's demo, Mrs. Charumati is going to talk more about low-code, no-code automation for citizen developers. And she will show you how to customize your apps to meet specific business needs, automate manual processes end to end with bespoke workflows, build powerful integrations with AI applications, and ensuring data governance and control. So the agenda is pretty simple. We will be starting the demo with a short presentation on what is citizen development, how do you go about low code no code automation for citizen developers, and then we will move on to the platform demo where we'll show you how we do all of it in action. So after the demo, we have the Q&A slot where we will have questions taken. Any doubts that you had during the demo, you can start dropping them. You can, in fact, keep dropping them while the demo is also going on in the Q&A box, and we can answer all of them at the end of the demo. Do also make sure to stay till the end of the session because we give away a 14-day free trial link for the platform that is exclusively given only on our demos and it is not available anywhere else in the website. So if you want to explore the platform on your own, like check it out, how it works after the demo, you can go ahead and register with the link that I will be sharing at the end of the demo. So once again, if you do have any doubts or questions while the demo is going on, you can keep dropping them in the Q&A box and we will try to answer all of them at the end of the demo. So without any further delay, we can get started with the demo. Over to Mrs. Charu.
Hello everyone, I'm Charu. I'm Senior Solution Consultant with Kissflow. Welcoming you all to this webinar on citizen development using low code or no code. I have around 6 years of experience in digital transformation using low code platforms like Kissflow. So I'm here to share a bit of my thoughts on this. So let's quickly get started. What exactly is citizen development, right? It refers to the empowerment of non-IT employees to create applications using approved tools and platforms. As Gartner puts it, it's an employee who creates application capabilities for consumption by themselves or others using tools that are not actively forbidden by IT. Now, this shift in mindset is a key enabler of digital transformation, right? So, why citizen development? Why low code, no code platforms? So, on one side, there are traditional development methods using legacy systems that are outdated and cumbersome. And on the other hand, there are rapid application development tools that offers you the much required agility and scalability. Now, which one to opt for and why low code? The numbers speak for themselves, right? So no code solutions consume 70% fewer resources compared to traditional app building methods. Now, the demand for business related apps is 5 times higher than the IT capacity, manpower, right? And the low code and no code platforms help reduce the app development time by 90%. Now, this is a very clear indication that low code and no code are transforming the way we approach application development itself. And organizations that embrace these technologies will be well positioned to thrive in the digital age. But what is a problem? Despite the widespread adoption of digital technologies, many organizations are still struggling to achieve their digital transformation goals. Let's take a closer look at the current state of digital transformation first. So it doesn't come without its inherent challenges, right? 70% of IT resources are dedicated to maintaining existing systems. And every application that is stuck in the IT backlog can result in a loss of 2.5 million per year. These constraints and inefficiencies hinder the progress of digital transformation initiatives. And moreover, at the heart of these challenges are several critical gaps. On one hand, there are high complexity, high value core systems that drive business in organizations like ERP, HCM, CRM, etc. A lot of IT's effort and time and resources go into managing these, leaving them very little room to manage very specific but wide range of business problems that are departmental. We have thousands of department specific processes creating a fragmented middle layer, leading to siloed teams and unmet business needs. This in turn results in the proliferation of unauthorized apps, further exacerbating the problem. The clash of priorities between IT and business users, coupled with the lack of system support, has led to a frustrated and highly motivated workforce seeking shadow IT solutions. Now, what causes and what are the main problems that arises out of these? There are thousands of department-specific processes that are often overlooked, and the data is spread across multiple systems, making it difficult to gain a holistic view. The proliferation of shadow IT leading to security and compliance risks is one of the main factors that we need to consider. And siloed teams, lack of collaboration and communication between business and IT departments. And moreover, this clash of priorities between IT teams and business teams further complicates the problem. What do IT teams typically want? They are primarily focused on maintaining the stability and security of the organization's technology infrastructure, right? Their main priorities might include ensuring system uptime, reliability, and protecting the system against cyber threats and ensuring security. And they wanted to optimize the existing systems and ensure that it's scalable, stable, and available with the increasing number of users and the growth of the organization. But business users, on the other hand, they are driven by the need to solve immediate problems and improve the operational efficiency. Their priorities would include automating manual processes, enhancing customer experiences, driving innovation, and building systems that are simple and easy to maintain but solves the problem, right? Quickly. So this clash of priorities often leads to stalled digital transformation efforts, a talent crunch in IT, and a growing list of IT backlogs. And one of the main problems we need to yet consider with this is a shadow IT problem. What is shadow IT, right? When business user bypasses the IT department to solve their problems, they expose the organization to security threats, data fragmentation, and a lack of collaboration. Now, lack of visibility from the IT side means that they cannot properly categorize, analyze, or support unauthorized applications, leading to security and regulatory non-compliance. It also prevents IT from seeing the big picture, complicating the capacity, security, and performance planning, and skewing the data analysis overall. Right? Non-compliance with regulations is yet another concern, as unauthorized data storage requires extensive audits and disclosures. Moreover, shadow IT increases the risk of cyber attacks, and all these scattered tools and platforms hinder efficient teamwork, particularly in distributed organizations. Now, this vicious cycle of unmet business needs and unauthorized solutions only serves to widen the gap between business and IT, right? So, we've spoken about the problems enough. Now, the three main problems that we spoke about is the shadow IT problem, the fragmented enterprise, and the long list of IT backlogs. Now, what is the solution to all this? See, first, this is the easiest way to get traction on digital transformation. Major front-end and back-end overhauls are useless if your middle operations are still based on spreadsheets and email. Now, business users are growing very impatient. They aren't content to sit around for months or years. They have technology experience and they want to participate to solve their problems. And third, there is exponential ROI to be gained, right? Each individual application that you automate has a value that it can provide. Now, when you add up hundreds of apps like that, the ROI is going to be tremendous. Now, the solution to the challenges we have discussed so far lies in reimagining the app development processes by leveraging the power of low code and citizen development. And that's exactly where citizen development and low code platforms come into the picture. So the key elements of this solution are: IT teams has to focus on mission critical and enterprise grade applications. Business users have to be empowered to create their own solutions using low code, no code tools. By combining the expertise and governance of IT with the agility and innovation of citizen developers, we can kind of bridge this gap between business needs and IT capabilities. This leads to accelerated digital transformation. This also allows IT to maintain governance and control over mission critical systems, and it also empowers business users to solve their own problems through custom built application. Now, this is a win-win scenario that accelerates transformation, and it also fosters team collaboration between the IT and the business. So if you can see statistically, with faster time to market for new apps and the ability to solve critical digital transformation gaps, these approaches unlock unprecedented agility and innovation. Citizen developers can now create solutions tailored to their very specific needs, and it helps reduce IT backlogs. And as you can see, citizen development programs reported 20% increase in application development and 25% reduction in IT backlog, leading to 3 times faster time to market. Now, this is a very dynamic change from what we discussed, right? And while we understood that there is a need for citizen development, which is going to be aided by local platforms, we need a proper framework to kind of roll it out. Now, how do we govern the citizen development model? We need to kind of create a framework, define specific roles, what IT has to do and what citizen developers would do. And we need a robust local platform that can kind of weave into these, uh, you know, roles that we spoke about, right? And we need to consecutively monitor the progress and see how the system scales. We will dive deep into it in our consequent slides. So if you see, by leveraging a combination of low code and no code or guided development, organizations can cater to different levels from work groups to the enterprise. The business creates digital solutions to solve everyday workflow challenges, while the IT retains full control over security and compliance to their policies and practices. This multifaceted approach helps bridge the gap between business and IT, aligning their priorities and ensuring a seamless digital transformation journey, right? This is step one. And then, unlike the ground up approach of shadow IT, citizen development is a top down initiative. The alignment with the firm's transformation strategy, high visibility, and seamless integration ensures that citizen development initiatives are strategically aligned and effectively implemented across the organization. The third, more important step is to ensure adaptability. Obviously, citizen led solutions play a very crucial role in accelerating this adoption. These customized apps created through collaboration between business users and IT foster a sense of ownership and empowerment among the workforce naturally because it's already created by the citizen developers with the oversight of IT. Now, this is what a novice to innovators journey looks like, right? We have witnessed the evolution of citizen development where non IT professionals have transitioned from using basic tools to becoming empowered innovators. This transformation delivers tangible benefits, including cost optimization, greater agility, and accelerated digital transformation, making citizen development a strategic imperative for organizations. But we now understand citizen development is a framework that every organization needs to imbibe. And we also understand that there needs to be a framework that has to be implemented. But what is a tool for it, right? That's when a low code platform comes into the picture. The impact of low-code development platform cannot be overstated. These platforms offer versatility in solutions, simplified deployment, accelerated time to market, and cost effectiveness. Importantly, they also provide platform-level security and compliance features, addressing the concerns of IT teams and ensuring the integrity of the organization's digital ecosystem overall. So, in summary, the need for no code on low code platforms is very clear. They empower citizen developers, accelerate transformation, and bridge the gap between business and IT. Now, the key here is to choose the right platform that delivers all of it as a package. And that's exactly where Kissflow comes into the picture. As you can see from these impressive statistics, Kissflow has established itself as a leading low-code, no-code platform globally. With over 1 million users across 160 plus countries, 10,000 customers trusting the platform, it's clear that Kissflow is meeting the growing demand for rapid application development and business process automation. Now, let's explore further what makes Kissflow so compelling. Now, here are a few of many of our marquee customers across the globe. And Kissflow has received significant recognition from industry analysts and experts. It's been named a strong performer in the Forrester Wave, has been featured in the Gartner Hype Cycle, and has been highlighted in the competitive landscape reports. These accolades already demonstrate and stand as a testimony to Kissflow's robust capabilities and its position as a leader in the low-code, no-code market. Now, how do we accelerate the development? Now we understood citizen development is a framework. And to implement citizen development and to reduce the IT business gap, we need a tool, a low-code tool like Kissflow. Now, how do we implement the solution, right? These are the main steps. So, the key focus for Kissflow is empowering citizen developers, business users with little to no coding experience. Now, to build applications tailored to their specific needs. The platform's intuitive drag and drop interface, pre-built components, and extensive integration options make it easy for anyone to turn their ideas to functional apps very quickly. Now, what are the main or core modules that Kissflow offers? Right, it's a comprehensive set of capabilities to address various business needs, from case management to process automation to custom app development, reporting. The platform provides a unified solution for organization looking to streamline their operations and drive digital transformation. The foundation of Kissflow platform are built on three tiers, where low-code and no-code applications are built. These applications can take the form of case management and process automation in the no-code space, while full singular enterprise applications are created in the low-code app development environment. The foundation of these flows and applications are held up by Kissflow's unique technology stack with AI, integrations, collaboration, portals, and App Store. Let's take a closer look at how Kissflow can help you automate the business processes firsthand. Now, this offers a very simple four-step approach. So when you're trying to address a problem, first we need to define the problem, right? What are the challenges that you face as an individual or at a work group or departmental level, or even at the enterprise or the organizational level? So once you've defined the problem, we need to kind of identify the major roadblocks. So what has been the major pain points, and what has stopped you from kind of solving that problem? It could be complex systems, time-consuming processes, or catering to all these processes manually or through fragmented systems. So once you kind of identify all the roadblocks, we need to map out the flow of work, right? So any particular problem will have a specific sequence that it undergoes. For instance, if you're trying to solve a procurement level problem, you would understand that a purchase request approval will follow a certain sequence. Employees will submit the form, and that will have to be approved by the manager, which then goes into the departmental level approval. It goes to the procurement officer and then to uh, the external vendors. So there is a specific sequence of flow of work that you can map out. And you can also put in conditions to each of these. What are the different action points that are required at each of these steps in this flow of work? For instance, if you're executing a budget approval, and if that has to undergo procurement manager approval, and there is a specific budget that's set that you will have to you have to manage your spends within 1 million, right? If it exceeds, it can't be approved. So these kind of conditions can be passed on to as conditions or logic to your flow of work. And the fourth main step is to determine your data requirements. What goes into the process? What do you need to get streamlined? For instance, if you're doing budget approvals, you would want to indicate what you're spending for, what has been your allocated budget, which department you hail from, what are the spends that you're making, and what are the vendors or quotations that you have obtained, etc. Right? But breaking down this automation process in this way, you can kind of tailor the entire automation to your specific needs. That is exactly how you implement it in Kissflow as well. Kissflow has a very simple four-step process. You can easily customize forms, define the workflow steps, apply permissions, and connect to various data sources and systems. Now, this level of flexibility and control allows you to create workflows that perfectly fit your business requirements. I think we have spoken enough on what the problem is and what the solution is, and how you can kind of implement the solution also. Now it's time that we jump into a quick demonstration of the platform. So Kissflow is based on Google Cloud, and the users of Kissflow can have their own authentication to log into the system. So you can either use Google or Office 365 to log into Kissflow. So to simplify the understanding, the roles of Kissflow is broadly categorized into two parts. One is the admin, who has complete administrator control, all the access and permissions and privileges for that particular account. And then there is a user who's designated with a certain task, and he or she kind of executes that particular task in Kissflow. They have very limited access and permissions or privileges in the account, right? So as we already discussed, there are different modules in Kissflow. One is a no-code spectrum, which offers process automation, which is structured uh, workflow automation, and then there is case management that involves dynamic workflow management, right? And then there is low code, which is into the app development space. We will cover each of these modules in detail. With Kissflow as a platform, you can kind of build applications from the scratch, from 0 to 100, or you can make use of the pre-built marketplace templates that are available. For instance, there are different app accelerators that are available in the platform. There are around 200 plus app accelerators that you can make use of. You can simply hover around each of these applications, see which ones kind of resonate with your process, and you can install and use them with little to no customization based on your requirements. Or if you want to create something very unique, a process which is very specific to your organization, you can kind of create these processes from the scratch. So going into the demo, I would take in one sample capex request process. So let's dive into the application end user interface, right? So now it's very simple. Let's take an example of Tina. Tina requests for capex, and she enters the basic details and submits that particular form for approval. It then goes to Bob, who reviews this particular capex request and approves, and then goes to the finance manager, who again, um, you know, validates all this data and request, provides the information that is required, and approves this item. So we will kind of understand how this is executed real time. So I can click on new item, enter my department. A lot of the information can be auto-filled as well, like requester name, date, departments, etc. I can choose my expense type, and I can choose my type of purchase, and can go ahead and submit it, right, as an end user. Once I submit my request, I can provide the expected date of delivery here. Once I submit the form, now Bob is notified that he has a new approval that he needs to do. And Bob can log into the system and go to My Items, where he could see the request submitted by Pina. So for office furniture and fittings for 800,000. So Bob can either approve this particular request or send it back. Let's say if he needs to reassign this to somebody, he could do any of these action items. Let's say Bob approves this request. This goes to the next person in queue for approval, right? So now it is in the finance manager approval stage. So if you notice, at any point in time, the participants of the workflow will be able to track at which stage the form is currently in using the status bar. So if I click on show more, I'll be able to understand how many steps have been completed, right? Like the employee has submitted the form, the manager has approved this, and now it is at the finance manager queue for approval. Then it has to go to the procurement for further processing, after which the entire process is completed. So this follows a specific structure and sequence. So that's why it's a process automation module, right? And I could go ahead and execute my approval. Once it's done, it'll finally go to the procurement processing for the final set of approvals, right? So at any point in time, let's say if there are information that is mismatching, or if there are further clarity that is required by one of the participants of that particular process, they could make use of comment section. Let's say if Bob has a question, he could kind of add mention the initiator and ask, is this estimated cost within our budget? I could also assign this as a task to Charu, and they could kind of respond to this messages. Let's say if there are certain attachments that I need to add to this comment, I could do that as well. The participants will be notified of the assigned comments here, where they can look for the comments that they've been assigned with and respond to them. So I can say yes. So once this is responded, the particular action item can be done, right? So they can approve or complete that particular workflow. So as an administrator of the process who monitors the overall process, I could kind of understand uh, how many items are in which of these stages. So basically, your CapEx request forms from different participants are categorized into different buckets like in progress, participated, completed, etc. One can open each of these forms and see at a later point in time what approvals were given. Right. So this gives me a holistic view. So creating this particular CapEx request process is fairly easy with Kissflow. We have seen the end user view of it. Now let's quickly jump into the app admin view, how to create this particular application, right? So let me quickly go into the edit process. Creating a specific application, Kissflow follows a simple three-step process, right? As we already saw. It's creating the form, building the flow of work using workflow, and providing the required permissions, and then taking it live. So you will find a lot of data types towards the left, like text boxes, drop downs, emails, lookups, attachments, signatures, rating fields, you name it, we have it, right? You can just drag and drop any of these fields and just name them. So it's as easy as that with just a click of a button. And in addition to it, we have even made this platform GenAI powered, which means that you do not even have to just look for fields, understand what fields have to be given. There are a lot of AI suggestions that are available as part of the platform. For example, if I need to create a CapEx request form, all I need to do is just type CapEx request, and the AI will generate the form fields that are required for this particular form. I'm quickly creating a section called CapEx by AI. You could see that all these fields come into this automatically, right? So I could drag and drop fields wherever I want. Let's say I'm choosing 4 fields that I want from this. My form is done. So that is all it takes to build a form in Kissflow. So it's so simple and effective. And by using AIs, I don't even have to think and brainstorm what information has to be collected as part of the form. I could might as well consume the data types that it gives me by default. So the next step is to create a flow of work. It's determining what are the different steps that are involved. So here we saw 3 different steps, which is manager approval, finance manager approval, and procurement processing. Let's say if you're going to create different steps, we can click on add a new step, and you can define that particular step. And you can choose a specific user to approve this particular item, or you can choose a specific group or a set of users, whatever suits. So I'm assigning myself to this particular approval step. There are different assignment methods that you can opt for. You can set deadlines and SLAs, and you can trigger deadline notifications, etc. You can even have parallel approval set, not that you can just have sequential approvals. You can always have multiple approval steps like a parallel branch that you can make use of. In addition to it, let's say if you want this workflow also to be automatically created using AI, you can make use of AI suggested steps. So all that you need to do is just type in what you want, like a CapEx request, and click on suggest. It will automatically suggest the different workflow steps that you want, like budget review, vendor selection, compliance verification, and final approval. I could choose any of the steps that I want, and it will be present on my workflow. So you don't even have to manually create these workflow steps. AI will do the thing for you. So once the workflow is created, we move into the last but the final step, which is permissions. It's kind of marrying your form to your workflow. This step is very crucial if you want to have different sections with different access and permissions, right? For example, if an employee has to see only limited set of information, but the manager will have to be presented with additional information, then you can keep certain sections hidden or read only based on different access permissions that are required, right? So once that is done, all you need to do is just go live. Before that, if you just want to do a quick dry run and simulate this entire setup and see if there are any bugs, you can go in for simulation. So this will show you how the app will look real time, and you can submit it. You can even choose to see how it would look in the mobile interface. Kissflow is also available in the iOS and the Android as an application in PWA respectively. So you can might as well use it in your mobile phones. So once these checks are done, we are all good to go to publish this app live, right? So this is checked. and I'm gonna go and click on go live. Once I click on go live, my app is live now and it can be used by all the end users. So this is how simple creating a workflow in Kissflow is. While this is one end of the spectrum, there is also case management. So not all workflows will have to follow a specific sequence of steps. Some work would need to be dynamic and ad hoc and had to be managed relatively in a very not so structured way. That's when boards come into the picture. Uh, this can help in a lot of use cases like IT service request, IT assets, um, service deliveries, onboarding, any particular process which doesn't follow a specific sequence or cycle, right? So here I've taken an example of an IT service request form. So there is Kanban list, matrix, and timeline views. So I can choose whichever view is convenient for me. Matrix view will give me the differentiation in terms of the assignees with respect to the particular tasks in different stages. Similarly, timeline view will give me a breakdown of the tasks based on the SLAs. So I can kind of find out the timeline for each of the tasks. So I could go ahead and initiate a new request and choose once I submit, it gets added to the board, right? Like this. So the workflows or stages in the board is also pretty configurable. All I need to do is just click on work, edit workflow, and I can add different steps. So let's say if I need to add a step called review here, I can add it and save. So this stage will get added to the Kanban board view. So once the items are resolved, I can move it to closed and add notes here. So at any point in time, I can tag people, add comments. I can also view the I can also define subtasks for each of these tasks. Let's say I need to add a sub item. I need to assign it to a specific user. I can might as well do it. And I have item logs where I can see the transition of an item from inception to completion. So it's that easy. So both offer you the flexibility to execute the task in a very ad hoc or dynamic way, right? You can also pass down filters and you can filter the items based on assignees. So if you want to find out items that has been assigned to Charu, then you can just click on Charu and you can find out the items that has been assigned to her. On the other hand, you can also filter by other conditions like start date, created by sub items, etc. Right? And you can even sort it based on different parameters. And by default, there are different views. There are different views that are available. You can even choose that based on priority, request, and assignment. So this is a quick view about boards. And before we move on to what apps is all about, Kissflow has very robust reports framework. So there are two types of reports that are available with Kissflow. One is the default system generated report. So you will find the metrics, key metrics here, like status report, priority report, and due date. So these are system generated. You'll also find the average performance reports based on different stages. And there are custom reports that are available in the platform. So you can create your own reports or view the default tabular report that is available by default. So you can create chart, pivot tables, etc. Even with process automation or workflow module, you can create your own reports. You can kind of choose whether you have metrics report. So you have step performance and user performance metrics, item completion time, etc. So these are a few of the custom reports that I created. So I kind of created a report for different types of expenses here. I can choose to defer whatever parameters I want. For instance, I want to choose the requesters department and want to understand the total breakdown in terms of requests from different departments. I can create a report out of it. You can also create pivot tables like this, where if you want to understand the different expense types from different departments, you can create a very simple pivot table report like this. So this is a quick example of how Kissflow kind of is very tight knit when it comes to addressing wide range of requirements, right? So these are very structure oriented, business flow oriented. However, let's say if you want to build a very comprehensive application, and if you want to kind of tweak the UI to include different parameters, then you could make use of apps. So apps come into the picture where if you want to, if there are different stakeholders that are involved, if there's a lot of data in and out, let's say if you want to push and pull information from 10 different systems, there are different stakeholders and there are key metrics for each of these stakeholders to cater to, and there are different roles and permissions that are involved. You also need to create unique dashboards to project very specific information to each of these user personas that are involved in the application. So that's when you look into the apps. It's it's way more comprehensive and it's way more detailed to include a wide range of parameters, right? So this is the apps module with Kissflow. So this is a quick example of the same expense and travel management app, but at a different level. So when there are different stakeholders and when there is more than one process that is interdependent on each other, and if you want to generate kind of key metrics out of these processes, where you want to drill down on the information, then that's when you look into the apps, right? So mainly I'm going to broadly showcase two different user personas. One is the requester who is requesting for expenses or travel booking. And then there is an admin who caters to all these expenses, who approves these items and does a travel booking and manages this application. So we will see the role of a user and the admin. So as a user, I'll be able to create new requests. There are different new requests that I can create. I can either submit a new expense form where I can reimburse for the expenses that I have made based on different expense categories, and by giving the proper expense purpose, amount, and the reimbursable amount, etc. I could also auto scan receipts by uploading files. So, or I could kind of go and request for different information like advance requests, travel requests, etc. So I would also be able to, as an end user, I'd also be able to track the total expenses or the advances that I have done over a period of time, and the total set of approvals that I can do. I also have the upcoming travel details along with the total number of travel requests that I have submitted. So all this information gives me a holistic view on what I've been, what my travel trend looks like, what my expense trend looks like. So if I want to look into each of these process in detail, so I want to understand the total set of expenses that I have incurred, so I can find it here in different categories. So my approved expenses in the past, the ones that were rejected, and the ones that is yet to be approved. I'll be able to find these expense details. Once I click on it, I'll be able to find the drill down details of each of these forms. Similarly, for advances also, I'll be able to understand the overall submission over a period of time. The same way for travel booking also. So basically, as an end user, I have different aspects in this particular application. One is the common dashboard where I get to see the overall expense trend, request trend, along with the main items and the upcoming details. And the next set of information that I've been presented with is a drill down information of each of these modules, right? So this UI is also pretty much created with Kissflow's app components. There are a lot of app components that are available ready-made, and there are certain components that you can build by using very simple JavaScript code. So that's how easy it is. The next comes the admin view. So the admin will also be able to approve the request that has been submitted by the end user, and they will also have a very holistic information of their personal expenses and the expense request that their particular colleague has submitted. Right. In addition to it, as an admin of this application or a manager, they'll be able to see very detailed drill down reports overall. For instance, if they wanted to see the overall category-wise budget allocation and the reimbursements that have been made over time, the advances that has been paid out, and the total request trend on the budget allocated versus what is available, etc. So if they want to see for each of these departments, they could very well see it by choosing from the options here, right? In addition to it, let's say if I want to maintain an overall master data or a database where I put all this information in. For example, allocating different category for all these expenses and putting in the amount that is allocated versus the actuals, right? So creating different departments and allocating budget for each of these departments or categories can be done. So Kissflow has a built-in database or data view that you can create and where you can maintain all this master data. This can be inferred to the forms using lookup functions in Kissflow. So once I click on it, I'll be able to modify the information here as an admin. Let's say if I want to increase the budget to 25,000, I could do it and save it. So that's how easy I can create and maintain the master data. I can create different categories of master data. Like one is for budget categories, the next is for different set of departments and who owns all these departments, and like financial year details, employee details, etc. So these can be maintained as quick repositories within the application that I can quickly change or modify without having to go to 10 different systems to manage this master data. So that's how apps are. So I think we have pretty much covered three main modules, which is apps, which is very comprehensive, way more sophisticated. And then we have covered process, which is structured flow of business process. And then we have covered case management, which is dynamic in nature. We have also covered reports that give you very detailed analytics, and we also saw the capabilities of Gen AI on the platform, where it can help create applications by just giving a keyword there, right? So one last part that I would want to cover is the framework that knits this all together, integrations. So Kissflow has a very robust integration framework that can be used to connect to the built-in modules available within Kissflow or to even third-party systems. So it follows a specific trigger action sequence, which means based on a specific trigger, a specific action happens. So there are different set of triggers that are available. These are the built-in triggers within the platform. There are also external triggers that are available, like projects or from any third-party systems. So once I have set up a trigger, I can set up my action. There are 30 plus connectors that are available to modules within Kissflow, like one app to other app within Kissflow, or to even third-party systems like Google, Microsoft, Asana, Basecamp, Flexent, Dropbox, HubSpot. Uh, there are a wide variety of other third-party connectors that are there that are available by default. For instance, if I'm setting up an expense and travel claim form, I wanted to add the quick calendar event there, right? For instance, I'm traveling on 27th June. I want to add a quick event for the same. I can choose my Google Calendar. I can select my calendar here. And set up the integration. So it's that simple. It's just a two-step process. So even if there are no default connectors that are available for all the applications, we can make use of REST APIs or to kind of integrate to any third-party systems. So Kissflow is very integrable, very customizable, and very flexible when it comes to aligning itself with the enterprise architecture, right? So this makes the platform very robust. And one last aspect that we can kind of touch base on is our app store. So as I mentioned, there are app accelerators that are available by default. So this comes as a part and parcel of the platform that a particular customer can choose to purchase out of the box, right? So these are out of the box solutions. So we have ready-made solutions for ITSM, lead management, performance management, procure to pay, cloud, etc. So all of these can be used. Or if a particular user wants to create something from scratch, that is also easily possible, not in months or weeks, but in a couple of days' time. So that's how easy it is to build solutions in Kissflow. So with this, let's quickly dive into the deck again. So moving on, we have a case study showcasing how Kissflow helped a major retailer in the Middle East digitize their business process. They were able to automate 90% of their manual processes, including commissions, sales incentives, and employee onboarding, leading to a 400% increase in revenue. Now, this is very phenomenal because they were managing all these manually, and from there, moving on to a digital platform, and then realizing the ROI is not an easy journey, but it was made simpler with Kissflow. The second is we have a case study showcasing how Kissflow helped automate the commissions, sales incentives, employee onboarding, etc. And then there is this energy and utilities industry where they utilize Kissflow to streamline 450 plus processes from marine operations approvals to invoice management. And this resulted in a 10 times return on investment and a significant boost in productivity for their strong workforce. So what makes Kissflow the platform of choice for so many leading organizations, right? So it boils down to four key factors. One is the ease of use, and then is the ability to meet diverse business demands, ease of setup, and exceptional quality of support. Now, these attributes have consistently earned Kissflow praise from its user base. In conclusion, Kissflow low-code, no-code platform offers a very comprehensive solution for businesses looking to accelerate their digital transformation. Now, with its intuitive interface, powerful automation capabilities, and extensive integrations, Kissflow empowers organizations of all sizes to turn their ideas into reality and drive that operational efficiency. So thank you all so much for joining us today for the Kissflow platform webinar. I hope you found the session informative and insightful. And now that you have a deeper understanding of how this powerful platform can help transform your business. So over the course of the presentation, we explored the transformative potential of digital development or citizen development and low-code, no-code platforms in driving digital transformation across organizations, right? From enhancing operational efficiency to accelerating time to market for critical applications, the insights shared today underscored the importance of empowering business users with the tools they need to innovate and solve these challenges proactively. So they've also explored about Kissflow's global footprint and industry recognition to its comprehensive capabilities in areas of case management, process management, etc. So one key takeaway for all of you is the platform's focus on empowering citizen developers, which is the business users with little to no coding experience, to create very tailored applications that addresses their specific needs. The intuitive drag and drop interface, pre-built components, seamless integration options make Kissflow an accessible and powerful solution for organizations of all sizes. So thank you all once again for your time and attention. We look forward to continuing the conversation. And you could sign up at kissflow.com or drop in a message here if you'd like to explore how Kissflow can support your organization's unique needs. See you soon.